How's it going, all you beautiful people out there? My name is Aurelius, and welcome back to Occult Crime Police. Let's jump back in. See, I'm sorry I messed up like that. Do you want to hear more about how I killed Mr. Darsh? Okay, this is where we were at. Getting a revised, other revised statement from Lou here about how I killed Mr. Darsha, because none, I repeat, none of his stories have matched up completely. It's like it's just making up things on the fly, and I know it has something to do with that thing in his head right there. So, do you want to hear more about how I killed Mr. Darsha? Yes, I do. Great, now those two are working together to patch up holes in his story. Gotta come up with some damning evidence fast, or these two are going to cover the whole thing up. All the pressure's on me. Go ahead with your testimony, Mr. Bottomy. Alright, witness statement version, 20? The where, when, and how of the murder. Mr. Darsha and I were in the smart house. He had just fired me. Using my implant, I noticed that somebody had left the access point to the house open. Really? So you just, you automatically synced up to the house? That seems a little convenient, right? Well, let's see. Continue. So I hacked my way in while we were still talking and forced the house to kill him. Your face says you're not completely confident about what you're saying. Like, you're lying? You're just making things up on the fly? The house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. That's it. That's the whole story. Nope. That's not the whole story. I already see where the holes are. You know what you're missing? The bruises. The bruises. Well, hold on. Not this stream. Nope, that's all you're getting, Warren. Dude. What? Drain. Get out of here. Get out. Your incessant questioning has been leading us in circles for hours now. Why are you blaming me that he keeps changing his story? If you can't completely discount the suspect's story using this one testimony, then this case is closed. Oh, so it all rests on this. But there's so much here which hasn't been explained. So what? Unexplainable stuff happens all the time. Why, just the other week I purchased a marvelous diamond ring for my mother. But when my geologist friend examined it, he told me that it was made out of glass. Now, how does diamond transform into glass overnight? It's just a mystery of the universe. You are really dumb. Yeah, you got... So, I'm giving you this one testimony because I'm a real nice guy. You are not a nice guy. But after that, I'm arresting this man and heading back to the agency. I have an appointment with a local alchemist tomorrow that I simply cannot reschedule. Great. This is my last chance to get to the bottom of things. Better make it count. Yeah, we better make it count. Interrogation. The where, when, and how. Excuse me. The where, when, and how of the murder. Okay. Mr. Darsha and I were in the smart house. He had just fired me. Using my implant, I noticed that somebody had left the access point to the house open. So I hacked my way in while we were still talking and forced the house to kill him. The house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. Mr. Darsha and I were in the smart house. Okay. The house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. Here it is, the evidence that's going to blow this whole thing wide open. Hopefully. What do you think of this, Mr. Bottomy? I don't know. It's kind of nice, I guess. Wait, sorry? Was that supposed to be your evidence? What do you mean? Wouldn't you say that I only used up 20% or so of my last chance there? Sure, as long as you're fine with taking 100% of a penalty. Ouch, well I guess I can't complain. Well, what exactly were you did you hear Special Agent Doofus over there? I did, Ash. You've only got this last chance to find the flaw in Mr. Bottomy's story, and I know what it is, I just don't know how to exploit it. What are we gonna do? Don't worry, there's a key contradiction hidden in this testimony. We just need to press harder and ask the right questions in order to draw it out of Mr. Bottomy. The right question? But what if you end up asking the wrong question? Well, in that case, I can always ask again. How do you know it was instant? I guess I don't know for sure, but he stopped moving right when the house stuck its blade through him. So, like, it seemed pretty instant to me. Sorry, Mr. Bottomy, but looked pretty instant isn't exactly confirmation of death. You gonna stand around arguing semantics, or do you have some proof to back up whatever you're claiming? In the absence of solid evidence, the witness's statement is the best indication we have of what happened here. We need to trust it fully unless we have something more concrete which conflicts with it. Oh, that's actually a solid point, Agent Drink. Thanks. I heard it in a movie once and I thought it sounded pretty slick. The implant noticed that somebody had left the access point to the house open. Why were you using your neural implant at that moment? Did you honestly expect to find a way to access the house? Not really. I guess I knew that they were going to get rid of it soon since I was being fired. And I wanted to give it one last go before I lost it. Then I found the access point to the house open and, well, I started to get an idea. It was a crime of opportunity then. Well, I wasn't going to kill him before he'd fired me, right? Fair enough. What did you do next? So I hacked my way in while we were still talking and forced the house to kill him. It's pretty impressive you're able to maintain a conversation while doing something like that. It seems like you would get distracted with one or the other. It's not as hard as it sounds, actually. Really? It's just like browsing the internet while talking with a friend. Nothing hard about that, right? Isn't it though? Forgive her, Mr. Bottomy. You have to remember that Randy is computer illiterate. I don't need qualifiers at the end of my sentences, Ash. I get the point. Talking and hacking, not that hard. Now tell me what happened next. Okay, so the house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. You still maintain that your firing was the motive for killing Mr. Darsha? Yeah, of course. Why would that have changed? Well, it's just that so many other parts of your story have changed. I thought maybe this had too. Passive aggressive with the witness. Yeah, that's fair, Drake. Fine. Still, it feels like your description of the circumstances is a little lacking. Can you please tell me more about where this all took place? Oh, sure. Mr. Darsha took me aside to the downstairs hallway to fire me. The downstairs hallway? It's the one that leads from the kitchen to the living room. You can see it through that door over there. I see. So that's the room where Mr. Darsha was killed. That's right. Is this information important? Mr. Bottomy, could you add this information to your testimony? Sure, if you think that it's that important. We were in the downstairs hallway at the time. Okay. Okay, got that. Right, we go through all this. I want to see if I can get to that other question. Alright, keep going. Talking, hacking, not hard. Now tell me what happened next. Okay, so the house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. Okay, it doesn't. He had just fired me. We were in the downstairs hallway at the time. Why weren't there any bloodstains in the hallway? If that's where he was stabbed, then surely some blood would have splattered onto something. Well, it turns out that one of the things this automated house butler is really good at is cleaning. After I faked the crime scene in the kitchen, I had Harper clean up the hallway. I did such a good job, I doubt even that doctor guy over there could find any blood. I don't think that's how bloodstains work. You want me to go sweep the hallway real quick, Chief? Don't worry about it, Sukata. I don't think I'm going to need help poking a hole in this claim. Yeah, I heard. I got one. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, there's a key contradiction hidden in there somewhere. Ask the right questions. If you end up asking the wrong questions, well, in that case, I can always ask again. The downstairs hallway, huh? That's right. Do you reckon that Mr. Darsha lost his shoe during the house attack? That sounds about right. Why? Well, it seems we've got a problem here, Mr. Bottomy. You see, I managed to find the shoe while I was investigating. Only, I didn't find it in the hallway. I found it upstairs in the dressing contraption. Dude's freaking out. Ash here confirmed for me that Mr. Darsha didn't use the contraption during the tour. So, do you mind explaining to me how the victim's shoe ended up in a room he never even visited? The only explanation is your entire story is a fabrication. This isn't right. Doesn't seem to make any sense. I remember it so clearly. Dude, there's no, it's the implant in, I know this, it's the implant in your head. They're planting memories. Somebody's messing with your brain, trying to get away with this. It's gotta be nearing, right? Hold your horses, Warren. Being a small-town cop, I assume you have several, which you use in place of squad cars. What do you want about? Really is exhausting having to be the only voice of reason around here. No, what do you want about, dude? But I guess I'm gonna have to spell it out for you. The location of that shoe doesn't prove anything about how the victim died. Well, I agree, but it's the where. It proves he wasn't in the downstairs hallway. Does it really, though? Let's consider a few hypotheticals. The dressing contraption is basically a glorified closet, right? Who's to say it doesn't stock the same kind of shoe the victim wears? And who's to say one of those shoes didn't fall out of place? We could easily check on that, though. Alright, here's another hypothetical. Okay, so you don't want us to try and prove you right or wrong. Oh, I hate this guy. Perhaps the house hid Darsha's shoe up there when it was cleaning up the crime scene. We can't confirm or deny that, since the house lost its memory in the blackout. That's actually a fair point. Still, it's a completely valid possibility. And my final hypothetical, what if your little sidekick is just lying about Darsha? Perhaps he really did use the dressing contraption, and Ash here is covering it up. You really think I would lie to a federal officer? I mean, you aren't that smart. So, maybe unintentionally, you probably would. In this business, you learn not to trust anyone. Except for Bottomy, apparently. So, do you have anything to refute my possibilities? I don't. But you could just give me a little more time. Did you forget our little agreement? If you couldn't poke a hole in this one last testimony, you were done. But I did. And, well, it looks like you couldn't do it. You know what that means. Lewis Bottomy, you're under arrest for the murder of Warren Darsha. You have the right to remain silent. Can't end like this. Thought that I could just solve this case, then it would be like I had never failed all those years ago. Once again, I couldn't do it. I failed the town, I failed Ash. All I needed was one more piece of evidence. Hold it. Hold everything. Carlos, you better come in clutch here, my man. Nobody's arresting anybody until I show this to Sheriff Warren. Carlos, what are you doing? I finally finished up the autopsy report, and, well, you're going to want to see this. Did you break the case, Carlos? Did you help out? Did you do a good? You see that? Yeah, I see it all right. The victim has a stab wound in his back and bruises all over his body. Exact cause of death, broken neck. He was beaten to death, having his neck broken in the process, which killed him, and then was stabbed to cover it up. Agent Drang, I just need one more testimony out of this witness. Just one more, and I guarantee I can expose the truth. No. Just tell Drang the cause of death. Get him on board, Warren. I said you only get one last testimony, and I'm sticking by that. But if you think you can find a flaw in the one we just heard, I'd love to see you try. So, what do you think? Can I really find another flaw in that last testimony? Of course I can. This last piece of evidence was exactly what I needed. Carlos has given me a chance to turn this around. I can't waste it. Of course I can do it. Alright. Let's get to it. Ooh, things are heating up. Alright, Bottomy, let's hear that testimony one more time, alright? And don't give Miss Confidence any more info than you already have. We have to keep things fair, after all. Interrogation. We were in the downstairs hallway at the time. Using my implant, I noticed that somebody had left the access point to the house open, so I hacked my way in while we were still talking and forced the house to kill him. The house stabbed him in the back, killing him instantly. Exact cause of death, broken neck. Here it is, the final contradiction. Mr. Bottomy, please take a look at this. I don't understand. Well, then let me explain it to you. Your entire story from the beginning has been based on one central premise. Namely, the fact that Warren Darsha was killed by a stab wound to the back. Now, I just got back a finalized autopsy report. Yes, I was there when that happened. Right? Now, one of the most interesting things this autopsy report reveals is that the actual cause of death was a broken neck. Can't be right, the doctor guy must have made a mistake. Not possible. Carlos may be eccentric, but he knows his medicine. This can't be possible. I saw it with my own eyes. He was stabbed. Well, I have no doubt he was stabbed. He clearly was. I pulled the knife out of him. But he was dead before he was stabbed. Wait, but now I'm starting to remember. The machine breaking his neck. Hey, Drang said you can't change your statement. No, I know he was stabbed. How can I possibly have two memories of the same event? I remember everything so many different ways and none of it fits together. It's the chip in your brain. Dude is freaking out. Did his head just explode? Medically speaking, that is super bad for you. Thanks, Carlos. Carlos, go check on him. I'm on it. Well, great job, Warren. You confused the witness so hard that he exploded. Do you know how hard it is to prosecute a man with no head? Drang, just calm down. And were you not listening to the conversation? Have you not read the autopsy report? Wait a minute, do you? It's okay, everyone. He's waking up now. Man, my head. Mr. Bottomy, are you alright? Actually, yeah, my thoughts are starting to clear up. Wait, where's my neural implant? Kinda short-circuited. Nearly took your head off, actually. If the neural implant is gone, I'm starting to think straight again. Oh my gosh, somebody was using the implant to control your behavior, right? I think so. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Ash was right? Yeah, like he said like 2 useful things this whole time. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I'm starting to think I'm not the one who killed Mr. Darsha. I think that somebody else forced me to confess. Ooh, yeah. Good job. Good job, Warren. Occupational hazards. Act 5. September 13th, 10:24 p.m. Smart House Kitchen. This is Rich. Now you're saying you had nothing to do with this whole thing? That's right. That is correct. Sweet. Well, we now know that Lou, Mr. Bottomy there, good old Lou, didn't kill Darsha, which was always a possibility that he actually had. Somebody was just messing with his memories to confuse us, but someone using the implant to just give him fake memories and he is actually innocent. Cool. That was a thought. Glad that's looking to be the case. But we'll get into Act 5 and see where we go from here next time. So thank you so much for watching, all you beautiful people out there, and I will see you later.